Guys, I've been dying to do this for a long time. What is going on in the world? Not domestically, globally. You don't know what to believe anymore, especially due to the internet. Forget about the mainstream media. The internet got you thinking the end is at hand. They've had me thinking this for quite some time now. And it's at the stage now that I don't know what to believe at all. At all. Just when you think you're on the right track, something else shifts you over to believe something else. This is going to happen. In 2 months, this is going to happen. The stock market is about to collapse. The price of gas will be at $7. Although it's on the verge, but there's always someone else painting a different picture. And it's difficult to stay in sync with everything going on. You're reading stuff. I'm talking about people that air their programs, their channels, on YouTube. You're reading stuff that anyone can gain access to. Anyone, including yourself, you can gain access to these documents. Now, what do these documents mean? These are the same people that a lot of you don't trust. They say they're going to do this, the government. They say they're going to do that. They don't come through. Our money used to be backed by gold. Now it's useless. We've been screwed. But yet, you want me to believe a piece of paper, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with ink on it that has as much weight as a paper dollar bill. So you have to question everything. And that's the problem that we have in this society across the world. People are not questioning things. When you don't question, you become vulnerable. You become gullible because you want to believe what is said to you. You want to, the good stuff, even the bad stuff. You see what's happening around the world, and then you automatically assume, hey, this guy might be onto something. Whoever's narrating whatever news information which he got from the mainstream media, somehow, some way, those documents, those websites, Wikipedia, you get that information secondhand. Am I lying? You get that from another source. So when you're reading, oh, this is happening in Greece, look what's happening in Israel, and then you build it up, you put a spin to it, the same information anybody else could get. You take it and you spice it up a little bit, make it juicy. So the person on the other end listens to it because the way you deliver it, you start to believe it. Even if it's fictitious. Politicians are voted in by the way, if they in fact are voted in, as they said, they're selected, not elected. They're voted in by how they can move the masses. When I say move, I mean get them to get in an uproar on the inside and say, wow, this actor's better than the other actor on the Democratic side, or vice versa. See how it works? In a court of law, they tell you it's not about right or wrong, guilt or not guilty. It's about who delivers, attorneys, delivers a better case. Ask anyone that knows anything about law. It's not about right or wrong. You got deep pockets, you get a good attorney, then you're good to go. Fact. There's no ifs and buts about that. Same thing in politics. just want people to wake up. Like I have woken up. And see the true colors behind everything that's going on around you. And then you make a senseful decision. You don't worry about, you look at everybody's viewpoint, because there's always going to be people that know more about what's going on than you. Always. It's impossible for you to have all the data that's running out there. You have to tap into other people's minds in order to get a grasp of what you're going to put into that blender, and then mix it all up. Put it in your mind, let it swirl around a little bit. Then you make a conscious decision on what you really think is going to happen. But you can't just go with what you see on this side of the room and don't even pay attention or give the other side an opportunity to voice their opinion. People in general are conditioned to believe one thing. Whatever propaganda that's thrown their way, and they like the way it's delivered. Example. Have you seen the news women on these news channels? Mainstream media. Mainstream media. Have you seen the weather women? People tune into those channels based on how large their breasts are, how small their waists are, what they're wearing. You heard about that case where this guy knew that they saw a weather lady wearing an outfit, or a news lady or someone like that, and they wanted that dress. This guy goes into a store, a department store, and buys all the dresses so no one could buy them. That's how the news is supposed to be giving you information. These people are more interested in what that news person was wearing. So what he did was he purchased everything, went outside the store and started selling them, and people were pissed off. The maker of the dress said, hey, he bought them. I only had a limited supply. You know, we're not even going to talk about Black Friday and people getting trampled and killed, buying useless junk. It's just people are gullible. And shallow. There's a word. Shallow. They don't think beyond the realms of cognitive thinking. They just, well, this is the new phone coming out, 5G. I think I gotta get it. Guys, you have to use your mind. Have to use your mind. Look at this one. Listen to my old school phone going off. I don't need to have stuff that I'm never going to use. How about trying to build a country that's going to be here longer than expected, instead of worrying about being on the cutting edge of junk? Because that, in essence, that's all it is junk. How many laptops do you have in your house that you use? How many laptops can one person use? Some people have 4 laptops. What's the purpose of having 4 laptops? Why? Because it's the newest laptop? You could accomplish most tasks, multiple tasks on one laptop, but yet people would rather spend their money on useless junk, collecting dust. But yes, I got the newest version, the latest model. Don't preoccupy yourself with junk, because that's what caused us to be where we're at. That's how come there's no jobs here. Those people overseas, the reason they outsource the jobs overseas is because those people want to work. They don't want to. They just want to work and live. They're not wasting their time trying to work in order to just buy junk. They're working to survive. They're working 12-hour days in some cases. We complain about 8-hour shifts. And if you have to stay an extra half an hour, death to my boss. Just that we're going in the wrong direction, and we have been. And little by little, our country is deteriorating right before our eyes. Open your eyes, look at everything. Instead of coming home watching Survivor, the Survivor Series, American Idol, watching a bunch of people that are making 25 times as much money that you make in a year. Why? Then they throw the commercials at you. And then you go back to work the next day at the water cooler. Hey, did you see the what is that? What happened to the family? What happened to coming home at a certain hour, sitting down with your family and having dinner, going over what happened in school with the kids? Just something to think about. Because this is real. This is real. Just look around and do your research. I don't have to get into the details. Just drive around. Look at the plazas. Look at the businesses that have been shut down, that have been there for decades. Just look. Look at your pay versus the price of food. You're getting paid less, doing more work, paying more taxes. Food, forget about food. Food is off the Richter scale. Insurance. You're going like this. Here's you. Here's the economy. To make it in layman's terms. And you know what that gap is in between? The middle class. The middle class, as this goes like this, the middle class thins out. So the further the gap, the smaller the middle class becomes. It's as simplistic as that. Just give me your take on this first video of mine. There'll be plenty to come, and I want conscious people to comment. Alright? Best wishes to us as a whole.